So this administration has been very clear. There will be no central bank digital currency, which I think would be the first step toward tracking. So we have taken that off the table. We passed stablecoin legislation with bipartisan, and the Clarity Act is now up on the hill. And I think it has bipartisan support. And the most important thing we can do is to make digital assets come into the United States, make the U.S. the home. Our regulation, our best practices are what will ensure good standards for these. When you look at digital assets, all the nonsense that happens, all the things you read about, that's because it's the wild, wild west offshore, so we got to bring it on shore. So I would encourage the House and the Senate to get clarity done. Jack?
Congress just missed its own deadline, but the momentum behind this bill just shifted. The White House wanted the Clarity Act signed by July 4th. That didn't happen. The Senate doesn't return until mid-July. But while the deadline slipped, the political groundwork underneath it just got stronger. For the first time, a major law enforcement organization has endorsed this bill. Noble, the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, told Senate leaders the Clarity Act preserves criminal enforcement authorities. It preserves the criminal enforcement authorities investigators rely on every day, directly countering the narrative that this legislation weakens crime-fighting tools. That's a significant crack in the opposition. Bloomberg Intelligence now puts the odds of passage this month at 60%. The real deadline that matters is the August recess. After that, midterm campaigning shuts the Senate floor down until 2027. There's also a bipartisan signal worth watching. A pro-crypto Democrat backed by a Ripple founder political action committee just won his primary in Colorado, with over 61% of the vote. Crypto policy is no longer splitting cleanly along party lines. And that matters for the 7 Democratic votes this bill still needs to clear the Senate. The headwind hasn't disappeared. Ethics concerns tied to conflicts of interest in Washington are still being used as ammunition by opponents. But institutions aren't waiting to find out. Spot XRP ETFs have already pulled in over $1.4 billion without this law on the books. And here's the number that stands out. XRP currently shows the lowest MVRV of any major cryptocurrency. Lower than Bitcoin, lower than Ethereum. Historically, that kind of reading has preceded a strong relief rally. The deadline missed. The coalition didn't.